How we can deepen rule of law through technology. Implicit in this topic is the fact that the rule of law, the challenge of deepening, strengthening rule of law is multidimensional. There is the role of the independent press, the role of independent judiciary, the role of civil society, the role of in deepening democracy. But by choosing technology, I think it is intended that we should look at how we can fill the gap in strengthening the rule of law through technology. And I want to say that the Nigerian judiciary is still vibrant. And that if you feel that the judiciary has been compromised, it is political players, either like himself or myself, that are attempted to compromise him. And I do not know how much of the judgment he has read of this justice that he feels that he does not want to read. In fact, even in the lower bench at the High Court, you will see judgments that are rich in jurisprudence on all aspects of our law. What is intended, what is needed, is for us to try as much as possible to insulate our judges from the overbearing influence of political players. And if we do that, we will get the best of them. That is one aspect. And I think that if we are going to look at how can we deepen democracy, rule of law through independent judiciary, of course we could be making that. But I am also surprised that as a lawyer, as an activist, people do not also appreciate what you can do, or what your contribution can be in strengthening the rule of law. In the National Assembly, not all bills are executive bills. They are private member bills. Even there are bills that are sponsored by civil society organizations. As law students, if you feel there are gaps, you can also sponsor legislation to fill in the gap.
If our courts are electronically equipped, without that, it will be very, very difficult. Because if the lawyers come to court and they have the machinery, they can use WhatsApp, they can use online. They cannot do that within themselves. But if the court itself, the judges, the court system, have all the machineries put in place to be able to attend to the defendant, the applicant, that is going to be achieved fully well.
I also believe, because when I went to the UK to study law, after finishing my first degree here in Nigeria, I read mass communication as a first degree, and I saw an opportunity in 2012 to study law in the UK. I actually got into the UK very late, a week after the resumption. So after 3 weeks of attending classes, I went to study law in the UK at the University of Bradford. After 3 weeks of attending classes, the lecturer came to the class to say, Mr. Moses, we've been sending you information on the blackboard, and you have not been able to respond to those informations that we sent to you on the blackboard. And I said, madam, I'm looking at the blackboard, there's no information on the blackboard. And she said, no, that the blackboard is your username and password. You go to the internet and you get access to, your personal profile on the blackboard. I never knew about this, even after gaining a first degree in a Nigerian university. Now, the meaning of my own experience, what I went through, in the UK, looking at how technology can be used to advance our educational system, and talking about how technology can be used to, reinforce our rule of law system. Now, the rule of law in Nigeria, which to me, if you ask me in a very practicable way, it's a serious challenge because of the genocratic players that we have in our judicial system. They don't understand, technology. We're in the fourth industrial realm, whether you like it or not, like what Prof has said. And you still find out that you have judges, you have people who are administrating our justice system in Nigeria. They are not conformed to this modern reality.
We want law to rule us, and our population is quite dense. So it's to have that coverage. How do we get that coverage? Government, in Nigeria, at least under our constitution, the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, fourth alteration, as altered, stipulates 3 arms of government, starting from the legislature. The legislature are part of this law we are talking. They make these laws, and they need technology.
That was done. And he said, is that how you live in this country? That in comparison, look at us in Nigeria. Anybody and everybody break the laws, and without having any qualms about whether there's any law, whether there's any law enforcement agency, or whether the courts really care about them or not. So, I know you want to stop me all right now. In conclusion, what I want to say is that yes, technology has helped us a lot of things. Look at somebody is talking to us and we can see him and so on. But for the purpose of the rules of law, all right, the greatest enemy is our attitudes and our inability, our passivity, our submission. Really, very, very sad that we are all here looking at the laws broken every day, everywhere, and we do nothing about it.
My name is Blessing Agbomere. I'm the convener, Rule of Law Summit. In Nigeria, we have laws. And if we look at Section 1, Subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended 1999, it is explicitly stated that Nigeria is a country governed by laws, and we must obey the laws, and the laws of our country are supreme. What that means is that the law commands obedience of every citizen of Nigeria, no matter how highly placed or how lowly placed. So today we have come here to celebrate the rule of law, because we need the rule of law for the good governance of our nation. And every public officer, every citizen of this country needs to respect the law of our country. Because the government or the institutions of government are a creation of the law. So they need to sustain that institutions by adhering to the rule of law. So the rule of law is essential to every citizen. The rule of law is essential to government. Just as citizens are meant to respect the laws of our country, the public officials who are guardians of the nation also need to respect the laws of our country. The law will really become respectable when those who make the law, those who enforce the law, obey the law. The leadership of government and government itself is a creation of the law. And as such, the leadership of the country and the citizens of the country have a duty to obey the law, follow the law, and live according to the dictates of the law. So today we are here to emphasize the need for us to respect the laws of our country and to obey the laws of our country. A man who steals a goat in Wuse market should be punished. More also, a man who has stolen 10 billion naira from the coffers of government must be punished. And that is the rule of law. We are also developing an application referred to as DHAP, which will be launched very soon, that ensures access to justice, that will promote access to justice, and that will ensure that every Nigerian knows his or her rights, and these rights are protected by the institutions of our country. And also to make it very, very prominent among all, both public officials, both those who represent us in government and the citizens of Nigeria, that we need to respect and obey the laws of this country for the good governance of this country.
My name is Honorable Lukman Mohammed. I'm a legal practitioner and a former legislator as well. The rule of law is the cornerstone of a legal system. It is the cornerstone of democracy. Of course, you cannot have democracy, you cannot have respect for fundamental liberties without the rule of law. The concept of the rule of law encompasses the supremacy of law, it encompasses an independent judiciary, encompasses equality before the law, and of course, the rule of law is necessary to ensure accountable and responsible governance, and except we entrench and deepen the rule of law, we cannot have sustainable democracy, we cannot have peace, we cannot have progress, we cannot have a visionary, accountable and responsible leadership. It is necessary that we have the rule of law so that we can guarantee liberties, we can guarantee access to justice, we can guarantee fairness, and ensure that the society and promote order and peace in society.
You talked about strengthening the rule of law using technology.
Yes. Well, of course, you must appreciate that we are in a jet age, and that technology has become imperative in our intercourse, either with ourselves or with people across the globe. The challenge of COVID has thrown up the need for us to open the space and be technologically compliant. Today, proceedings can be conducted via Zoom and the use of social media. These are all incidents of technology, and of course, until we entrench them in our legal system, we cannot effectively compete globally, given the challenges of globalization.
The rule of law is what we need in this country today, because that's the only way things should work in a way that everybody is submissive to it. It becomes the guiding principle, and the rule is respected by everybody, and that you have systems that operate and work for everybody. And without the rule of law is the only thing that differentiates human societies from other societies. And a civilized society is so civilized because there is a rule of law. And it's simple that if we have the rule of law, then people will respect the laws, and people will be held responsible when they break the laws. And every acts and utterances of people are governed by the rule of law. We can only talk about technology as helping the rule of law from the point of view of the fact that technology brings it closer to us and speeds the process. And it brings about transparency of processes and allows more people, everybody, to participate in the society and in the matters in all matters that affect rules of law. And so transparency and speed are the key issues that technology would bring into the realization of the benefits of rule of law.